empowering volunteers to strengthen communities. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is COMCAST Newsmakers. Joining me now is the director of the My Brother's Keeper initiative for the Michigan Community Service Commission, Richard Carson. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
What is the My Brother's Keeper initiative?
Well, the My Brother's Keeper initiative is an initiative that was really started by President Obama. Last year in his State of the Union address, he really kind of targeted in on the inequity that boys and young men of color have in growing up and actually trying to get ahead in life and really progress their lives. So after that State of the Union address, he put together the My Brother's Keeper initiative and formed a task force, and they really went in depth to see what were the causes and what could we do to solve the problems that were causing this inequity. And out of that came some really strong information and strong research, and through that research we were able to form some strategies to see how we could help to stem the tide and actually reverse some of the inequity that has been going on for quite a while.
So this initiative has been going on in Michigan for about a year approximately now. Have you been able to work with the data, make some progress, improvements? Do you see the initiative making a difference?
Well, absolutely, because we have 4 sub-grantees actually that we're working very closely with, and other partnerships and collaborations. In Lansing, we have One Love Global. In Flint, we have Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Flint. And in Detroit, we have VIP Mentoring and Youth Development Commission. And with those 4 organizations, they actually had a strategic plan that they're implementing to utilize the initiative and some of the resources that we were able to provide to them to actually give a really solid base and get them in a place where they can really achieve some goals. For instance, one of the things that the task force came up with is making sure that boys are able to read at or above grade level by 3rd grade. So some of the initiatives that these organizations have taken on have to do with making sure that those kind of milestones and goals are achieved when young men and boys are coming up.
Sounds like you're sort of taking a look at what organizations are already out there doing a good job and then helping them to be successful.
Absolutely. We're not a service provider. What we do is help to provide resources and bring together resources, help to form collaborations, and help to increase capacity to organizations that are already doing this work.
Do you rely primarily, exclusively on grants and donations? Are you federally funded? Where does the funding come from?
Well, we have a few different funding sources, but we're always looking for more, because the more funding we can do, the greater capacity to provide these services that are so greatly needed. We had an initial grant from the Volunteer Generation Fund, which allowed us to work with these organizations and really undertake this initiative on behalf of the state of Michigan.
And who would, I know you've selected your recipients for this past year, but who would be eligible to apply for some of that grant money, and how would they go about doing that? Well,
in that process, of course, they would contact the Michigan Community Service Commission, and we would look at not only mentoring programs, but we're looking at an entire youth development kind of situation where we're really trying to build up and work with, whether it's health related, whether it's career development related, in addition to mentoring and actually showing young people the value of volunteer service and how important that could be to giving back to the community as well as the community giving to them.
All right, lots of good stuff going on. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit michigan.gov/MCSC. Today's COMCAST Newsmaker was Richard Carson, the director of the My Brother's Keeper initiative for the Michigan Community Service Commission.